Darren Rovell from Cllct here with Adam Ireland, the general manager of global collectibles for eBay.
Great to be here.
Lot going on.
It is very busy. A lot of people here, a lot of great activity.
Describe your last year. I think maybe the most substantive thing might be the PSA relationship. The ability to submit something to PSA and essentially PSA posting it through eBay, completely seamless, friction-free. Is that the biggest thing that we've seen this year, the fruits of that relationship?
I think that's right. I mean, we've been really excited about how that partnership has come together. I think this time last year we were talking about the Vault relationship. Over the last 6 months, we've launched the grading add-on with the ability to just send it seamlessly for grading. And you said all of those words that are exactly what we're aiming for with this. We take friction out of the experience. We just make it easier for the buyer, easier for the seller. And some of that stuff's kind of like pretty big picture, like, the grading add-on is. But there's smaller stuff as well. So we've started introducing the population data onto the view item page as well, which again just saves that time for the collector.
You don't have to go to PSA back there. It's right there.
That's exactly it. Exactly.
And do you see? I'm not looking for proprietary data here, but do you see a faster speed when someone goes on a page that they then are willing to buy it quicker?
Actually, that's a great data point. I should look into seeing that, but we're certainly
get me that next year.
We'll get you that next year, but we're certainly let's just say that we have seen metrics that are saying like this does work. This is getting people buying more and engaging more in the hobby.
eBay Live, where is that in this state of things? I mean, it's not easy to do that type of stuff. We know that it's the future. But people are used to, at least on eBay, buying the way they've bought. So how have you tried to kind of like affect change there?
Yeah, I mean, we are so excited about what's going on with eBay Live. We are being deliberately thoughtful. I don't want to say slow, but like very deliberate about how we roll out that experience. We feel like, to use sort of a Silicon Valley term, we've got great product market fit. We know that we have a lot of success when we bring sellers on. And so we just want to roll that out in the right way. Trust is so important to us as a brand overall. We know that's what has to matter in a marketplace, and that's true for live selling as well. And so ensuring that we've got the most trusted live experience as well as a really trusted core experience is really important to us.
We've got to talk about the autographs and what's been going on there, obviously. eBay's done a lot as far as, watches, the checking of cards, that what's in the case is what's in the case through PSA. I know that legally it's not necessarily eBay's responsibility for things to be authentic. A lot of people don't know that, right? Like it is in some way a posted, board, and you guys can't just make sure that everything's authentic. Is there something to do in autographs where there's another check given the recent scandals?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a terrible situation on many, many levels. And as you say, like we've spent a lot of time investing in new trust programs like Authenticity Guarantee. There's also, just the money-back guarantee itself, which sits across everything as a base layer of protection. But 100%, like we have those conversations about where else can we continue to improve that. I think what a lot of people don't see is that there is still a whole bunch of programs that go on behind the scenes.
Where you're pulling things.
We're pulling things. We've got AI models that are looking for things that aren't right. We continue to invest in that as well, so the stuff doesn't ever get onto the site. But as ever, we're always going to be looking to see how do we raise that bar even further, and that's definitely something we're talking about.
I am really interested in data, people knowing how they spend and how, you guys in the last 2 or 3 years have paid a lot of attention to buyers and sellers data, and I'm assuming you're going to do as much as you can with that, much more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about the population data already. We know that when you get more data, more information in front of people, it makes everything more liquid. It's the difference between E-Trade and the old days of stock market where people were yelling prices across a trading floor. And so we are definitely going to be looking at how we can bring more data to the forefront for the collector. There's a little test of something we're calling the Collector's Compass that's already live, where we are actually putting even more pieces of data into that view item experience, again, just to make it a more seamless transaction for people.
I assume that eBay is a microcosm or a macrocosm of what's going on out there. Is there anything in particular that you've been surprised at? Obviously, tremendous strength over Pokemon, Caitlin Clark, women's cards, WNBA, Anything that you've seen over the past year, say, that surprised you?
No, I mean, I think the continued strength of some of those other categories has been really encouraging to us. It's a diversification play for the hobby, right? When you start to see some additional strength. Something like WNBA, we actually see as changing the seasonality of the whole business in some ways, because you used to have a little bit of a lull in the middle of the summer, and now you've got the WNBA season that's driving additional demand. But you also see something like tennis, right? Like Carlos Alcaraz
tennis came out of nowhere, right? In COVID, all of a sudden these Net Pro cards from 2002-3, go nuts, and now there's current cards, and it is definitely a market.
So you got tennis. WWE, UFC starting to go through. We had a card gone gold in for over $100,000 for a UFC card for the first time. And then my personal passion, one of darts, which in Europe
I like darts.
Starting to see some demand even for darts cards as you get these young, cool players coming forward that have like a much different personality and engage with the public. We
need massive dart patch cards, because what those guys wear, I mean, those it's amazing, some of those outfits.
If you get a beer stain one, then that's where you're going to go for one.
Buffalo wing on it. How has the Goldin relationship worked out? Is that everything you thought? What are some of the fruits of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's great having the Goldin team as part of the family. There's a whole range of things we've been doing together already. We've started to see Ken and the team on eBay Live. You will see a lot more of that coming. Tune in later this weekend. We've got a couple of special guests that'll be there as well while Ken and team are on a live. We've also started to drip actually some of the listings from Goldin into the core eBay experience. We think there's an ability to get
a dual list,
effectively redirects you back to Goldin to make the purchase, but getting more visibility to some of that unique inventory that Ken and his team have onto the 134 million buyers that we've got on eBay, and also give that visibility to the Goldin inventory as well.
Adam Ireland, the GM of Global Collectibles for eBay, thanks for joining us.